Starting with a very wide cut break. Gets that 8-ball immediately moving, and I know the cogs in Simon Webb's brain just started turning there. That was the first thing you noticed too.
Yeah, absolutely. 8-ball flying around the table, but cues this very, very smoothly. Gets a lot of power without doing too much, and very, very good cut break. And a very good opening chance. This is all you could hope for in terms of an opening opportunity here. Not too much to go wrong, really. Should be able to connect these together. It looks like he's got half a turn of angle, which helps to come down. Quite like left centre first, because then you can punch up the table and the yellow's not in play, but you can go the other way around and it really not cause you an issue either. It really is. The only way they can make a mess here is if they snooker themselves with that yellow, and that would take a pretty bad shot. Seeing the angle they just had, I am really surprised they didn't go the other way around, because they could have done what they wanted with the one on the left-hand side and left that 3/4 ball angle to literally stun to the middle of the table. Now they are going into the yellow, and it can go wrong. It's okay, but there's a shot to execute now, because that yellow's gone up and blocked the one, the inside one. So you've got to take the outside one and just work the cue ball.
But executed very well.
Yeah, a half problem, not even that, quarter problem solved. Very nicely done.
And one thing that we've seen plenty of times on our Monday nights, especially in the Pairs Cup, is frames are hard to win, especially for what we'll call the newbies. Dave Halliday's first Monday night pool experience. I'm sure there'd have been a few jangles out there before he broke off tonight alongside his nephew, but I tell you what, handled himself pretty well in the opening frame, and he will feel a million times better for having took that one out.
Yeah, and the one shot they had to play, which was the one to the top right corner, it didn't look anything, but it just needed to, probably put a trace of right-hand side just to make sure you avoided flicking your own ball on the way across. He played it perfectly, so we'll settle in really nicely off that break finish.
Same thing for the duo on the other side. It's Oisin Wallace who's going to break us off here, and that is a far more, let's call it, tepid cut break in comparison to Luke's. So it might even be a foul break as well.
I think it was. We'll have a look. So red goes past, and nothing else. So if that yellow hasn't gone past the centre line, which it clearly hasn't, then this will be a foul break. Just the two reds. It's a 3-point rule. A point per ball potted and a point per ball past that imaginary centre line, and the ball has to go past that centre line. That yellow reached, but it didn't go past. Therefore, it has to be re-racked. That's one thing that's absolutely clear. The balls have to be re-racked, so they will be here. But Luke will get the choice here. He'll get the choice to break or ask his opponent to break again. I am yet to see anybody ask their opponent to break again.
No, it's like getting the serve in tennis. It's that big of an advantage, especially on a Monday night when the golden break is in play.
And you've just hit a brilliant break in the previous one and run out of break finish. This is a great chance. Already, he hasn't hit the shot yet, but this is a really good chance to go 2-0.
We actually saw the most unique situation on the breaks I've ever seen in the Women's Masters final a couple of weekends ago. Marion Jude ended up breaking 4 in a row in that final, courtesy of 2 foul breaks. I don't think we've ever seen that before, but it helped turn the tide. It's a big factor. And having said all that, Oisin may well end up benefiting here, because Luke McEvoy once again has hit a great cut break. This time it's dry, and he's left a presentable-ish looking split to Oisin.
Yeah, it worked out well in his favour in the end. Reds aren't too bad. There's just the 2 tied up with the yellow on the left-hand side. If the plant's available, it's not terrible. If it's not, then it's a slight problem here. And you're going to have to figure out how you're going to move or get on the inside one. I think he was drifting down for the plant the way he was looking there. He's played back up for the plant. Now, when you play this one, it looks like the red will sort of hit the red and then just hold on the yellow, so it shouldn't fall behind the yellow and cause an issue. Yeah, lovely. Now the chance is fantastic. Looks like he's got that little turn of angle, which means he can't pull this back for the red into the left centre. But yeah, roll it through and you've got it to the top corner. The straighter you get on this, the better, because you just want to be able to top up the table and play on one of the two reds high. So straight is perfect. Short of straight. Cue ball is now tracking towards the red and 8 ball, which is not a good angle.
Yeah, and he played that so deliberately. This almost feels like what he's wanted to leave, if that makes sense.
He might just be able to squeeze past the 8 ball here on the natural. He tried to use the yellow instead. The difference between landing straight and not was everything there. And yeah, I think he was trying to get straight and just got tentative on the shot.
Yeah, but really tentative, because he's died that in on the thick side of the pocket. There was a lot of room to get straighter on that ball. He looked good in the early stages of the visit. The one thing that often happens, will usually happen when you're playing someone very good, as Luke is when you make mistakes a decent way through your visit. The finish that looked really difficult on both sets of balls when you came to the table, all of a sudden looks like a roadmap for Luke McEvoy.
There was an argument to say that the yellow he's about to take, there's an argument to say he should have taken this and left the one over the top corner pocket as his connection to the 8 ball. I didn't quite get a glance at the angle he had on this yellow to know whether it was a good one or not. But even if, I don't think there was a bad angle, because if he had an angle off straight one way, he can get on the one on the left-hand side, or the shot he's just played, or if he's straight, it will also work as well. So I don't see it causing him a major issue, but maybe better to leave that yellow at the top.
Player who will absolutely trust his potting, but well, there's the first commentator's curse tonight. That was a big one. Missed that by a long way, did Luke?
He got his cue ball wrong getting onto it. He didn't want to leave it straight. Made sure he wasn't straight, but he left it a little bit wide. That just put a little bit of jeopardy on it, and it was a poor shot in the end.
I can only imagine he was trying to cheat the pocket a little bit to hold the cue ball, but he's ended up putting it into the rail about 2 feet up from the pocket, and that simply will never go. Straight enough to hold, and this is going to be 1-1. I'm sure Oisin didn't feel fantastic after he hit that foul break. He singles frames. In pairs play, you always want to make sure you don't let your partner down. I'm sure he felt not ideally after he made that, but he's got the job done, and all smiles now.
He's been let off, hasn't he? Got let off on the break, got let off on not taking out his first chance, and you could tell that, you know, he was just a little bit under it, first frame in the environment, and you could tell, you know, with the tentative break and tentative positional shot that he wasn't quite feeling it, and Lucas let him off. That could come back to bite them. Now he has to turn it over to his uncle. Nothing he can do in the next frame. The difference between him counter clearing there and not could be big in a short time frame match.
So a mirrored cut break for Dave Halliday, being a lefty. That'll do. That will do very nicely.
Yeah, is there room to get on the 8 ball on the the red on the left-hand side, and then the red he's nearest to? They're two big problems. If not, do you fancy working the yellows? Although the only starter on yellows is the one up the table, so he has to go reds here, unless he really fancies that tough yellow, which has no great position off it. Of course, you don't have to go.
Well, Dave chooses not to. Conservative choice from Lucky Dave. Now then, Stephen McGurn will take his opportunity, and I'm sure he will be going reds.
I just don't like these two reds at the bottom of the table. The one on the left-hand side, maybe there's enough room to get to the potting angle. You could turn it in, perhaps. But then what are you playing on? 8-ball, perhaps? But that, you know, then you've got to get rid of red on the other side of the table.
They don't connect well at all.
They really don't connect well. There was an argument for taking on the tougher yellow, and then you've got one breakout shot, but you've got at least 2 good balls, maybe 3 good balls to play the breakout shot with. Now, if he mops these reds at the top of the table up, which he's not nice on the next ball, then he could be putting himself into trouble here. If I was Dave, I'd be very happy sat in my chair right now. Yeah, wise decision, slowing it down. Very wise decision.
I think that's really sensible. I think that's really sensible. Dave's just overhit that. I'm certain he wanted to just put that red in a little yellow prison.
Yeah, and have it as a good breaker ball. Now he's put another yellow into a bad area of the table, taking it from where it was a good ball to play a breakout shot, but where it isn't. Hasn't progressed his chances, although I still would rather be yellows right now than reds.
Like this choice of shot. Just putting a red with his difficult one. I think here, if you're Dave, you have to try and look at playing the loss of turn.
I don't know. I think he can try and play the same shot again, because I just think the loss of turn's very tough, and it could open up everything on reds. In the end, he's decided to play just the one at the bottom. I would have been tempted to play the yellow that he played previously and tried to put that down, left the cue ball above the yellow and red that he's now looking at.
Steve might be going here. I think he just lined up the double.
Containing shot instead, and it's a good one. It's a good containing shot, opening up that red. That helps. Touching ball, that's a little bit unlucky.
So if Dave wanted to, he could essentially, from this position, pot a red ball or play a red ball, and it would be deemed a legal shot because he's already deemed to have played the yellow by being touching ball here. But he can just play away. Same sort of difference.
Doesn't want it in.
Well, that's unlucky. Played the kick shot so well, he's ended up making it. He didn't want to.
Yeah. That sounded like a very heavy contact, and it's going to be a foul.
It's going to not make it by about 2 millimeters.
Also looked like it started to turn away at the end. It's like it flicked something. About there. Just suddenly flicks and goes away. Oh dear. That ball in hand was huge because there was that tricky ball on the table, but Steve had the chance just to be right behind it. Misses it. That was essentially a golden opportunity to win the frame. The partnership may have a frame on the board, but you can tell he's still a little bit edgy out there.
It's a tough arena to play your pool. It can be such a delightful arena to play your pool when it's going well, but it is hard to settle, hard to find your feet.
Question for Dave here is, does that yellow pass the red, or can you play it off the cushion, off the red? That shot looks on.
You couldn't be better on it.
Yeah. Do you play it now? Do you leave it? I think you play it now because you've not got a great angle on either of the two. You can get yourself a better angle. That goes clean by the looks of that. I think it would have just dropped in. Just a bit too much pace onto the jaw. saw Luke just talking to his uncle there. I wonder if he was saying the same thing. Of course, he can get up and get involved if he wants to. Just even goes for the loss of turn here. He's got to be very careful. Not much place to hide the white and leave nothing on. I think if you can see the higher one, I'd be tempted if there's a better cue ball out there. That's a risk. That's a risk that's gone wrong.
And our referee, Arch Tesgale, heralds the beginning of the 15-second shot clock, zone 2. Shake of the heads from McGurn. Halliday with the chance to steal. It's pretty nice. Dead straight 8 ball. They can be twitchy ones. Not if you're Dave Halliday. 2-1 leads.
It's not for me, no. Cheers, man.
And that is quite a sullen face currently on Stephen's grid. It's not exactly the ideal frame for him. There'll be moments there where he'll look back on it and will kick himself for not getting over the line.
Whoever was going to lose that frame would be very upset with it, because the chances weren't just great, you know, weren't just chances, they were golden chances. They were so good. You know, both would feel like they should be 2-1 up, and fortunately, it's the man hitting the break there that lost it, although he's maybe taking a little bit of anger out on that break. That was a great hit from Steve.
Yeah, that pack knew about it. And I tell you what,
he's been unlucky.
Yeah, because it's a fabulous split.
Yeah, if they say the red to bottom left, they're out. If they have a better look on a yellow, they're out. No, he's got a clip in here. Watch the cue ball. Thin clip.
Yeah, deliberately played it with pace to throw the white off the natural line.
And he got it thicker than I thought he could. They're one shot away from making this a really good chance. They actually have more angle there than I thought, so this is now really nice. Just got to... This is their first taste of 15 seconds a shot. They've just got to hold themselves together here and actually realise that you've got to work out the pattern and still play pool here, even though you've got to do it quickly. Just got to find, ideally, the right-hand window here as we look. Come back on the high side, the right side of that 8 ball. It's gone the other way round. Problem is these don't connect well together. That helps, because now you can drop in the left centre. Or if they can pot the one to top left. If he'd gone the other side of the table, it was clean, it was easy. The one to left centre becomes your last ball for the 8 ball. Just needed to get some left-hand side and widen up the table. They're still recovering from that situation, because now they've got a bad angle coming down the table. I think you have to go left centre.
Yeah, have to. And he's worked that out. Oh, don't miss it though. Don't miss it though. There was more room there. I think they thought extension called with 2 minutes and change to play. And the Yorkshiremen will have all the cards here. They can run this match out.
Yeah. Keep potting balls at the clock. Play on the beeps. They didn't play that one on the beeps. Although there would be, what was there, 3 balls left if you leave a look at red. So if you miss at any point, you probably are going to give enough time just about. So, wow, this is a big decision.
Oh,
it's a great shot though.
What a decision.
Yeah, it hasn't landed great.
Oh, it's a brilliant pot from Dave Halliday.
Nothing wrong with playing safe down the table. You've got quite a big target to play bottom right corner. It's gone the other way around to play safe. And that's a very well executed shot. I like that.
That's a better safety than you could play down the table, I think.
Agreed. I think you're the left sight of a red, and therefore you leave an opportunity to do something. Well, that keeps the pressure on. There isn't a great safety available now.
70 seconds too. This might need to go.
Yeah.
And it isn't going to. All well then. And the cue ball's going to pull up. I think there's room, is there, to clip it?
It can go long, I think. If you can't clip it, it can go long.
You can clip it. Or on the cue ball, this. Oh, he punched it in long. Has he hit the gap?
No. Great pot, just didn't get the cue ball out enough.
What a dramatic ending to the frame. Can you make the red ball? Oh, it wasn't a bad effort, but finally now the match will de facto end. Luke McEvoy just has to pot one ball and this game is over. A nervy start for both pairs, but how good will Dave Halliday and Luke McEvoy feel? Full time, and the Yorkshiremen are going to take the advantage into round 2 of fixtures. That was a nervy old ending, but uncle and nephew get the job done to kick us off in the Pairs Cup Week 13.